Namaskaram everyone. What do you think about a lot of our gods being aliens?
When you talk about Shiva, there is no parentage, there is no place of birth. It's very common to refer to Shiva as Yaksha Swarupa. Yakshas means always those kind of beings which are not human.
I find it really cool. Earlier I used to think about Hollywood movies like Men in Black and Independence Day when I thought of aliens.
Coming through. MIB brass. Look
But
sharp.
now I think of Shiva, Mansarovar Lake and Simandhar Swami.
Who's that?
Oh, Simandhar Swami is a Jain Tirthankar that is currently alive but on another planet. You would be knowing about a lot of the Jain Tirthankars. In this half-yug cycle that is from Satyug to Kali-yug, we are considered to be in Kali-yug by Jainism. So in this half cycle, the first Jain Tirthankar that happened here on earth was Adinath, also known as Rishabh Dev, and the last one who is probably the best known is Mahavidehkshetra Swami, and it makes sense because he was the most recent one. So these are all the Tirthankars of the past. But Simandhar Swami is not one of them. Simandhar Swami is a currently alive Jain Tirthankar. And he is different. As I already mentioned, he is from a different world. Jainism has a complete model of cosmology with a lot of detailed information. There are different kinds of worlds which are inhabited. One of them is known as Mahavidehkshetra. There are 5 Mahavidehkshetras, and on one of them Simandhar Swami is alive as a live Tirthankar. This Mahavidehkshetra is much larger than Earth, or what is called as Bharat Kshetra. There are also multiple Bharat Kshetras, but the major difference is that Mahavidehkshetra is much larger, and the second difference is that on Bharat Kshetra there are these different yugas, like there is Satyug, Tretyug, Dwapar Yug, Kali Yug, and most of our Tirthankars will come from Satyug, Dwapar and Treta. They will not be coming in Kali Yug. The fact that Mahavidehkshetra Swami actually came in Kali Yuga is considered an exception. Comparatively, Mahavidehkshetra has perpetual Satyug. Actually, he is one of 20 Tirthankars. And the world is so large that all of these Tirthankars may not even meet each other in their entire lifespan, and the lifespan is very, very long. The reason Simandhar Swami is considered really important amongst these 20 is because he is closest to Earth of our Bharat Kshetra. It may not only be from the physical proximity angle, but definitely from the Runanubandh angle, that is, he has a karmic bond with us, Earthlings. And so, if we do our devotion, it is much more likelier and easier to reach him. Earlier, I did a vlog on the multi-faith temple that is Trimandir in the outskirts of Ahmedabad. And in that, I showed you all the main murti is always of the Jain Tirthankar Simandhar Swami. And then of course they also have Shiva, Vishnu and many other gods and goddesses. The reason the Dada Bhagwan Foundation, who has created the Trimandir, the reason they venerate Simandhar Swami so much is because the spiritual leader Dada had a special connection with him. And so he says that through his bhakti, if we can do Simandhar Swami's bhakti through that path, then our connection with Simandhar Swami is so much easier. Now, why is this so important? Can't we just do bhakti of Mahavidehkshetra Swami and all of the other Tirthankars? So that bhakti is definitely said to help. It is not that it won't help, but the thing is that as per Jainism, one cannot get enlightened in Kali Yuga. The doors of enlightenment are closed at this time. So the way the monks, what they suggest is that 2 things. One is either we need to do bhakti and our sadhana in this life, and then we need to go into Devlok, because the Kali Yuga will just get progressively worse and worse as per Jainism. Just to note, my thoughts are slightly different on this, but right now I'm just talking about what is the story. So I'm not getting into that. Maybe another time I'll do a video on yogas and bring in a lot of other things into it. But as per Jainism, Kali Yuga will only get worse and worse, and it may not be worth living here on this planet at this time. So the idea is to do a lot of sadhana and then go into Devlok for a X number of time until the better time comes on this Bharat Kshetra. At which point we will again take birth here, and then we can do a sadhana and find a Tirthankar of that time and then get enlightened. Because of course we also can't get enlightened from Devlok. I assume you may know it, but if you don't, again that's a topic for a different video. But basically we can only get enlightened on this human birth. That is why human birth is considered extremely important, because even if you're like a divine being in Devlok, enlightenment is not possible in that place. So the other option is that one can be on Mahavidehkshetra, do the sadhana and stuff, and then in the next life one is born in Mahavidehkshetra. Mahavidehkshetra, as I mentioned, is always in Satyug. So one can get enlightened over there, and Simandhar Swami is already alive, so we can be under him and all get enlightened. That would be a very quick and easy path, and that is why Simandhar Swami is so important, and the sadhana of him is being promoted as through the Dada Bhagwan Foundation and through some of the other paths as well. I personally find these stories very amazing and very fascinating, especially because I have been hearing Sadhguru talk about Shiva being an alien from a long time. And just it struck me recently that Simandhar Swami, he's also an alien. So I was really happy that Jainism is not behind. If Hindu people have the alien stories, we are just right there. So through Sadhguru, one of the first things I learned in my inner engineering and other programs is that when you come across these pieces of information, you don't need to believe it, you also don't need to disbelieve it. Because if you say that I don't believe it, it still means that you are suggesting it is wrong. In order to think something is wrong, you need to know, you are believing something else. That is why you think this is wrong. So if you don't believe anything, you're basically saying, I don't really know. But it is a very fascinating piece of information and a great story. So that's where I am. That's where I am. I basically love digging into all these Indian culture stories and understandings, because I find it filled with nuggets of wisdom and inspiration. I keep finding wisdom and inspiration to continue on my spiritual journey, and that's why I share these with you, because I hope through all of these information that I'm sharing with you all will find your own nuggets of wisdom and inspiration, and that's why this channel has been made. Having said that, I also follow one more thing, that is my heart. It's not like I will listen to anything of mythology or any such story and all of a sudden some devotion will happen. There are some things which cause me a lot of joy when I'm listening to them. There is devotion in my heart, and I think that is really important. So about Simandhar Swami, I feel so much joy, and especially seeing that huge murti in the Trimandir, there are so many times my heart just goes like, oh, it's just so nice. And I also have his murti on my car dashboard, and I'm just really happy about him. And so I think this is really important, as that famous movie Interstellar, which is so much connected to alien theme in this video, as they mentioned, love is the only thing that transcends space and time, which humans have.
Thing we're capable of perceiving that transcends dimensions of time and space.
So that's the story of Simandhar Swami. Tell me your own alien stories. Have you met any alien? What do you think of aliens? And do you consider our gods as aliens?